Welcome to the 5-Minute Warfare podcast from 5minutewarfare.com, where we dive into history's most pivotal battles and military strategies in around 5 minutes. If you enjoy the show and would like to support us, please consider buying us a coffee. Head on over to 5minutewarfare.com/coffee to see how. This is episode 25. War elephants in ancient India, the battle animals that shaped a continent. War elephants were among the most formidable and awe-inspiring weapons of the ancient world, and nowhere were they more integral to military strategy than in ancient India. These massive creatures, towering over the battlefield, struck fear into enemy ranks, shattered infantry formations, and played a decisive role in warfare for centuries. From the early Vedic period to the great empires of the Mauryas and beyond, war elephants became synonymous with power, prestige, and dominance. Their presence on the battlefield was not just a tactical advantage, but a demonstration of the ruler's wealth and ability to command nature itself. The use of elephants in warfare dates back thousands of years in the Indian subcontinent. The earliest references to war elephants appear in the Vedic texts and the epics, particularly the Mahabharata, which describes their use in battle. By the time of the great Indian kingdoms, such as Magadha, Kalinga, and the Nandas, elephants had become an essential part of military campaigns. Kings and generals recognized their unmatched ability to break enemy lines, crush opponents underfoot, and carry heavily armored warriors into battle. The sight of a charging elephant, adorned with armor and bearing a war banner, was enough to demoralize even the most disciplined of troops. One of the most significant developments in ancient Indian military strategy was the formation of the Chaturanga, the fourfold division of the army, consisting of infantry, cavalry, chariots, and elephants. Elephants served as the shock troops, leading the charge and breaking through enemy defenses. Unlike cavalry, which relied on speed and maneuverability, elephants provided sheer brute force. Their thick hides made them difficult to wound, and their ability to trample soldiers and horses alike made them a devastating presence on the battlefield. Skilled mahouts, or elephant trainers, guided them with precision, using hooks and verbal commands to direct their movements. These handlers developed deep bonds with their animals, ensuring that they remained controlled even amidst the chaos of war. The Maurya Empire, under the rule of Chandragupta Maurya and later his grandson Ashoka, saw the pinnacle of war elephant deployment in India. Chandragupta's army was said to have included thousands of war elephants, which he used to great effect against his rivals. The Greek ambassador Megasthenes, who visited the Mauryan court, recorded the sheer scale of the elephant corps, noting their role in securing the empire's vast territories. Ashoka, initially a ruthless conqueror, employed elephants in his brutal campaign against Kalinga. The devastation they wrought contributed to his eventual renunciation of war and embrace of Buddhism. Yet, even in his peaceful reign, war elephants remained an essential symbol of royal authority and military might. Beyond India's borders, war elephants influenced battles far and wide. When Alexander the Great invaded the Indian subcontinent in 326 BCE, he encountered King Porus at the Battle of the Hydaspes. Porus, realizing the psychological and tactical advantage of elephants, deployed them against the Macedonian forces. Though Alexander ultimately won the battle, his troops were shaken by the encounter with these colossal beasts. The battle demonstrated both the strengths and weaknesses of war elephants. While they could cause havoc in enemy lines, they were also vulnerable to precise attacks and could panic if injured, turning on their own troops in the heat of battle. In later centuries, the use of war elephants continued under various Indian dynasties, including the Guptas, the Cholas, and the Rajputs. Each kingdom developed its own strategies for elephant warfare, with some equipping them with spiked tusks, armor plating, and even towers from which archers and javelin throwers could attack. Elephants were often at the center of large-scale battles, where their ability to charge and disrupt enemy formations played a critical role in determining the outcome. However, as warfare evolved, so too did the limitations of war elephants become apparent. Against disciplined infantry armed with pikes, elephants could be forced into a stampede, causing destruction within their own ranks. Archers and cavalry adapted tactics to counter them, targeting their mahouts to render them uncontrollable. By the time of the Islamic invasions and the rise of gunpowder warfare, elephants became increasingly vulnerable to cannon fire and firearms. Yet, even as their battlefield effectiveness declined, their symbolic power endured. Indian rulers continued to use elephants in ceremonies, processions, and even as living fortresses for their kings, demonstrating their prestige long after their military importance had waned. The legacy of war elephants in ancient India is profound. They shaped military strategies, influenced battles that altered the course of history, and became enduring symbols of power. Their impact extended beyond India, inspiring armies as far as Persia and the Mediterranean to adopt their use in warfare. While modern armies no longer rely on elephants, their presence in history remains an extraordinary testament to the ingenuity and ambition of the rulers who wielded them. The era of war elephants may be long past, but their memory continues to command respect, much like the creatures themselves once did on the battlefield. I hope you enjoyed that episode of 5-Minute Warfare from 5minutewarfare.com. If you did, please leave us a review wherever you get your podcasts, and while you're there, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. If you would like to support us more directly, please consider buying us a coffee. Head on over to 5minutewarfare.com/coffee to see how. You may also be interested in our other 5-minute podcasts. Check them out at 5minuteproductions.com. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.